Sean Parling, who's with us the Remingtons, my good pal, Mr. Chris Young. We dress exactly the same. It's day 3. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest. And I'll tell you what, this has been a blast as we get ready to wrap up week 9 here in this beautiful country along the West Coast. Chris, we always dress the same.
Yeah, well, we have to, because I do bring doubles of these. And I say, you know, I try to mimic you my entire radio career, so I figure why not here at the Ultimate RV Show, too?
You guys are feeling a little left out on this.
I'll tell you what, though.
We forgot we did not get the memo.
We have got so much planned today. We're looking forward to a big day today, right, guys?
Big day today. We got an awesome lineup of RVs. If you guys have any questions throughout the next segments, just text RV to 46642. We got show specialists standing by.
And I think our favorite part of day 3 is that one of you gets to win a brand new RV. So, I mean, it may as well be you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And for a chance to see America the safest way possible in your own RV, what better way to kick off a Saturday morning?
I love this. We had good breakfast. Now we're ready to go. You ready to do this?
We're so excited. You guys also, again, $250,000 worth of giveaways. Like Sean said, an RV as well. You have to register. All you have to do is text URVS to 46642 or comment below.
Now, we have got spacious fifth wheels for couples coming up. We've got terrific toy haulers that everybody loves to talk about, Chris. The staff pick of the week is coming up.
Yep, it's so good. We got 4 of them.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that.
And we're so excited about where we're starting today. We're going to keep you busy a little bit later on, but we're starting with the campsite
Campsite bunkhouses.
Bunkhouses. Yeah. I knew I could say that. But Ian has got a couple for you to look at right now. Take it away, my friend.
And here we are, folks. We are in the 2021 Keystone Passport 219BH. If you're looking for something lightweight, you want something to tow the family around, don't want to have to worry about slides, this is a perfect one for you. You're looking about 25.5 foot, a little under 4,700 pounds dry. And it's capable of sleeping up to 7, which something this size is quite impressive. Now, a lot of times, folks, what does it make it or break it for people is this right here, which is the Murphy bed. I personally like it. In this style floor plan, right, when we're a little bit shorter, we have the bunks on the campside, you know, we're under that 26-foot footprint. I think it makes sense to have the Murphy bed because it gives you the sofa. Otherwise, the only place we have to sit in here is the dinette. And because we have bunks, chances are we're probably going to have at least 4 people in here. I definitely want another seating area, and that's exactly what we get. So let's actually start off on this Murphy bed. You know, just talk a little bit about it. We'll show kind of how to break it down and everything. But what I like about it, one, is that you don't lose any storage. You can see right here, you have drawers underneath, and I like this personally, right? It's easy access to that storage. Just pull it out, get to whatever you need. You know, to make the bed, you drop it down into a jackknife just like that. You know what, let me undo this one. We're gonna undo the lock there. We'll undo the lock here. It's pretty simple, right? Boom. Just like that, folks. That's it. That's all it takes. You have an actual mattress here. You know, it's not like it's a trifold or, you know, a mattress to fold in it, anything like that. The mattress just falls down. You're good to go. You throw, you know, you can keep it made, actually, if you want, and just drop it down and boom. So for me, you get the extra seating. It's easy to make, you know, just as easy to put away. When you're done with it, you take the same, you know, take it just like this, reverse it, put it right up in there, and you're good to go. Now you have the nice accent wall. Now, when it comes to Murphy beds, I always like to kind of tell people, you're going to get one of two things with a Murphy bed in an RV, right? It's either going to be functional or it's going to be pretty. Now, this one may not be the prettiest because I have my mattress hanging out up top, but it's functional. It's super easy to make up and put away. And for me, I'll take functionality all day, because that's the whole purpose of the Murphy bed. I get the extra seating. I can make the thing in just a matter of seconds. Good to go. It does come with a little comforter here as well. I personally would probably put my own on, but it certainly does have one. Storage on both sides for your clothes there, and on one side, you have nightstands on both sides, but the one you can see it also has a drawer. And so, you know, that's some of the differences, folks. And we're starting to take a look at some of these different RVs, things like this, different style of Murphy beds, or maybe you don't even want one. Maybe you love everything else about this, but you want a fixed bed. We have floor plans like that available. Maybe a little bit longer just to kind of get you that extra space, or maybe not. You might be able to fit it in the same floor plan. You just won't, again, you won't get the sofa. But that's what we're here for. If you want help, if you love it, or you're just like, okay, what's the difference in Murphy beds? Can I get a fixed bed and something like this? Folks, just text the word fresh to 46642, and that will give you access to over 100,000 different pieces of inventory we have on the lot and on order. We'll be able to walk you through and answer those questions for you. Taking a look over to this side, this is a campsite dinette. If you've seen my videos, you may know that I love a campsite dinette. Why? Well, as I'm sitting right here, having my morning cup of coffee, eating my breakfast, I get to look out the window to my campsite. And that's what I want. I want to see my campsite, especially if I'm on this side, right? I want to see my fire pit, want to see the kids, the dogs playing, you know, whatever may be happening out there, this is the view that I want. And it's nice and bright, lets in a lot of natural light. I can open this up if I want, cross ventilation, you know, obviously close it down at night for privacy there. But I love when you have the campsite dinette. And this does drop down into a bed, folks. If you want that additional sleeping space, this certainly does drop down. Is it a huge bed? No, but you know, it works in a pinch. It's great for additional kids. You know, if your kiddos want to bring a friend with them, you have an extra bed where they can sleep. Or what I used it for a lot of times when my 5-year-old was younger, and again, we've done it for my 1-year-old now, is if you take all the cushions off and you just drop this down, you have a flat surface on which you can put a pack and play. Now, bear in mind, if your kids are crawling, you know, up and out of a crib, please do not do what I just said, because they will crawl up and over and out of that pack and play onto the floor and obviously get hurt. But it does make a great space for that. So, you know, again, multi-uses there. Underneath the dinette seats, open these up. Look at that, super easy access. When we talk about access to storage underneath the dinette, for me, this is number one. This is the best thing I can have. Rather than having to, you know, lift up the seat cushion, stick my finger in a hole and lift that up to access that, I'd much rather just pull this drawer open. You know, even the ones that have a door that swing open, to get to stuff, you still have to get down on your hands and knees and reach in there. This, I just pull it out, I'm good to go, super simple. And anything I can do to make it easier, I'm all for. Storage all the way across the top in this one. Open that up just to kind of show you what you're working with. Good storage there. You have the oil rub bronze pulls, which look really nice. And while we're looking up here, let's talk quickly about the AC system. We have the Blade AC system in here. And what this does is it's actually something new from Keystone. And it's a great system for two different reasons. One, they made it so it actually cools more efficiently. Kind of the way they run the ductwork and what they do with the ductwork just makes it have more forced air. And shockingly, I thought it would have been the exact opposite. I thought it would have made it louder because, you know, they're kind of choking down on it. But what it actually did is it made it a lot quieter. So this AC system is like 35% quieter than a standard AC. And you're getting more efficient cooling. I mean, it's just a really cool innovation that Keystone came out with. I think they did, of course, a fantastic work there. I mean, they're currently the only ones with it, by the way, too. You'll also see a TV right up top. Cool thing about this one is it has a DVD player built in. So you can just pop a DVD in there, watch a movie. You know, if you're in the dinette, sitting on the sofa, laying in bed, you're able to watch that there. Electrical outlet and USB ports. Why is that important to have at the table? Well, more and more people are working from the road, folks, and if you're one of them, this gives you the ability to do that. If you want to take your family on the road, you know, again, this thing is right around 4,700 pounds dry. You want to go south for the winter, you can do that. You can work right here. You have a mobile office. In the very back, this is really cool, and we'll see this a little bit more when we go outside. You have double over double bunks. You can see how much space you have. In fact, you know what? Let me show you. 6 foot tall, folks. Here we go. I can lay in here just fine. As you see, I still have space, right? Up top at my head right there. So at 6 foot tall, I can completely lay flat in here. There is electrical outlets, there's USB ports, everything I need to plug in electronics. And one of my favorite parts, again, we'll see this more when we go outside, but if you take this cushion and throw it up top, you can actually fold this up, lock it in place, and you will get access to all of that storage, right? So you can put bikes in there, you can put totes in there. You just get a huge extra storage space. You know, maybe even a kayak, depending. I don't know if you'd have enough width there. It might not make the angle, but there's still a lot of big items that you're able to fit in there, which really makes the transportation of those items much, much easier. Bathroom here in the back, we'll take a quick look. Let me take a seat on the throne here. So plenty of legroom, right? No issues here whatsoever. Great shoulder space. I have a little window right here so I can take a look at my neighbors and let them know what I really think of them as I'm in here. No, just kidding. But the nice thing about it, though, is it does let in some natural light. You know, during the day, obviously, you know, if you're doing your business, you can close it down. But it also, just so you know, it does open up. If you need to vent it out a little, you have the ability to do that. You have your sink top right over here, mirrored medicine cabinet. Take a step in the shower. Now, at 6 foot tall, I do need the skylight, right? Without it, I am bumping my head. As far as height, I'm fairly maxing it out. You might be able to be 6'1", but you'll be rubbing right up on top of the skylight. But at 6 foot, I can stand in here and be able to shower without having to bend down. You'll also see the door that just kind of wraps itself right back in, and that is mold resistant, so you don't have to worry about wiping it down or anything like that. It just zips right back in there. Whoop, as we take a step out, right here, some good extra storage. This is something that Passport has in almost every single one of their floor plans. You get this versatile storage space. You'll notice there's a hanging rod if you want to use it for clothing. Good idea, seeing as how the bunk room is right there. But you also get removable shelves if you want to use it as a pantry, and you will see this particular one also has the drawers right down below. But I really like this. That's one of the things that a lot of times is missing in this style floor plan is a place for the kids' clothes. You know, a lot of times you have to rely on the storage underneath the bed, but this one you don't have to, which can be a big plus. Opening up the fridge freezer combo so you can take a look. This one does run off both propane and electric and has automatic switch over. Upgraded countertops in here in the kitchen. You have some prep space in the center. Plus, because you do have the upgraded countertops, it lets you undermount the sink. That way you can have the sink top cover on here. Now this, of course, is a cutting board. So if you want to take it off, put it right here and chop up all those veggies, you can do that. And again, because you have the undermount sink, you know, any dirt or anything, you can just swipe right in there. It's not gonna have the lip that gets all gross. High-rise pull-out faucet there too, which is super convenient. Recessed cooktop with the glass cover, giving you even more prep space. That, of course, folds up and back just like that and doubles as a backsplash. The knobs do light up here on this particular cooktop. It's the Furion if you're into that type of look. You will also see the oven underneath, and the front burner there is high output. I always say you have to have at least one functional drawer, or one drawer, to make a functional kitchen in an RV, and this one takes it to the next level. You get 4, with that bottom one being nice and deep. So if you have some larger items, maybe like hand towels or hot pads, that's a good spot for them. And then a place for a lot of your pots and pans, plus of course additional storage right up top here. So we showed you that back door. I do want to go outside, just kind of show you some of the features. We'll get to that back door in just a moment here, but I want to hit on a couple things up front first. So as we come up to the very front, one of the things you'll notice right away is this one does have a power tongue jack, making it nice and easy to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle, because all you have to do is just flip that switch like so, and that will raise and lower the tongue, so that way you're not wearing out your arm. Coming right over here, you will see solar preps. That way you can just take portable panels, plug it in right there. It'll trickle charge your battery. You'll also notice the fully enclosed, insulated, and heated underbelly. So if you want to camp a little bit, you know, later into the fall or early spring, this one is capable of doing that. Pass through with a nice big door right there. You will also see that it's a magnetic latch slam latch, as well as a magnetic catch. Making our way down a little bit further, power awning, some outside speakers, an outside kitchen with both your fridge and 2-burner cooktop right here. Then we go around to the very back. I just want to show you, we talked a little bit about this door right here, and you can open this bad boy up. Take a look right in there. Hi. There's Kevin. So we can take a peek right in there. This does open up just like so again, so we're able to fit all those items in here. So again, folks, if you're looking for something lightweight, you want a bunkhouse, this is a great one for it. This segment is bunkhouses on the campsite. Of course, the campsite being right here, and there are so many different variances. To check them all out, all you have to do is text the word FRESH to 46642.
Demand for RVs is at historic levels, which is why we are working around the clock to bring you over 80,000 factory fresh RVs. That's the largest selection of RVs in the world. Fresh from the factory to our stores to your driveway or campsite. RVs are made by Americans for Americans. And now you can see America for less. Shop over 80,000 factory fresh RVs, starting at just $5 a day. Click, call, or visit your local Camping World or Gander RV and Outdoors today.
Ultimate RV Show National Tour. What's up? It's Chris Young. Going to take a couple of minutes now that you've had a chance to check out some of those 80,000 factory fresh RVs. Listen to my buddy Ian tell you about some campsite bunkhouses. Let's take a minute and talk about some tech essentials while you're out on the road. Now, tech essentials is a broad category. It covers everything from power to entertainment to backup cameras to just everything you're going to need to enjoy that camping experience. You can always find anything that you want at Camping World or Gander RV and Outdoors. Click, call, or visit anytime today. I'm going to start right over here with this Briefcase solar panel pack. Now, you have multiple options for trickle charging your battery with the solar panels. I always highly advise, talk to one of our tech specialists at Camping World or Gander RV and Outdoors. Have them help find the one that's right for you. If you don't have one of those 100-watt panels on your RV, go get yourself a suitcase or go get you some additional panels that you can set up and help keep that battery charged. When you're on the road, a lot of times we don't want to use the navigation on our phone because it'll distract us. So you have some great options for navigation when you're in your RV. For example, this Rand McNally, you have 4-inch options, 3-inch options, 7-inch options. Some of them come preloaded with not only maps, but you have entertainment and book options as well. Another great feature to have thrown into your RV. A lot of the newer ones are coming with 4G LTE and Wi-Fi boosters built into them, but if you don't have that, get yourself a booster. It's going to help keep you connected when you're out there on the road. If you don't have backup camera, that is absolutely an essential. Now, once again, you have various sizes on these, both 4, 5, and 7-inch sizes. So if you don't have a backup camera, get yourself set up with one. You don't want to get one installed. We sell these cool little remote backup cameras. We also have trail cams that might work. I wouldn't advise it, but I would get one of these. And if you do not have the side vision on your RV, like a lot of times with the Jaycos, they'll have the J Vision or the J Smart where you're driving, you cut the blinker on, both sides will blink. But having this really helps keep you safe while on the road. If you're turning right, this will cut on and give you a right-handed camera. Entertainment, we got all the options for you there as well. From mobile speakers, these little Bluetooth speakers that you can keep in your RV, throw them in your backpack when you're ready to go hiking, to decorative ones that serve multiple purposes, everything from keeping the bugs away to giving you additional light and music. And one of the most important things to keep with you on the road is going to be your tire pressure monitoring systems. If you do not have that inside your RV, we got them for you here as well. And talk about staying essential, staying safe is also essential. So get yourself an emergency crank weather radio while you're at Camping World and Gander RV and Outdoors. And as always, the most important part of all the tech is powering it. So if you do not have the proper power protection, make sure one of our specialists at Camping World or Gander RV and Outdoors helps you out. Find everything you need at campingworld.com or ganderoutdoors.com. I'm going to kick it back to the best in the business, my buddy Ian Baker, with more. That prime time himself. Here's the Tracer. Take it away, big dog.
And here we go. You'll see double bunks in the back, slide out U-shaped dinette, 40-inch TV, L-shaped kitchen with true solid surface countertops. And folks, you get all this in a floor plan that is under 28 foot and under 5,000 pounds. This is the 2021 Tracer 24DBS. And again, folks, this segment's all about having the bunks on the camp side. And, you know, as we talk about what are some of the big advantages of that, we'll really see that when we go outside. That, of course, will be the outside kitchen because you have all this extra space underneath that bottom bunk. And so if you're looking for bunks in an outside kitchen, having the bunks on a campsite is generally a surefire bet. Of course, they may do storage or something else instead. But if that's kind of what you're looking for, this will be a perfect segment for you. Now let's talk about this kitchen. I want to jump right in here and talk about the fact that this is a true solid surface countertop on here. You know, so when we're talking about some of the different styles of countertops, you kind of have different levels, right? You have T-mold, which will kind of be your lowest grade, if you will. And then going up from there, you'll get into like a thermofoil, something like that, where they heat treat the laminate to the top, which will eliminate the T-mold. And then finally, we have the true solid surface. Now, this will be a little bit heavier than, you know, its counterpart before, but it's, you know, the fact that it's true solid surface makes it very durable. And of course, it allows you to undermount the sink like we have right here. Undermount stainless steel bowl, drying rack all the way across the top, high-rise faucet on there. You have that beautiful backsplash, kind of like the herringbone pattern, kind of neat, with the window there as well, which, you know, not only does that give you some extra light here in the kitchen, which is always something we want when we're cooking, but it also can open, so, you know, kind of helps with some airflow, especially depending on what you're cooking. That can be very useful. Speaking of cooking, we have a 3-burner cooktop, that front one being high output right there. And underneath is an oven if we have to do some baking. Plus, over to the side here, we have plenty of drawer space. So whether we have, our flatware, some of our larger utensils, knives, hot pads, dish towels, whatever you need, you have space for it. Then underneath the sink right there, you will see that you have good space for pots and pans. You'll also notice the storage going all the way across the top. They use a frosted glass, just kind of give you an idea of the size. You can see that's plenty large for all of your plates, bowls, and cups. Microwave over to this side, hood right underneath. Dometic fridge freezer combo. We'll open that up so you can take a peek. This one does run off both propane and electric and has automatic switchover. In the back here are double bunks. That's what we call these, right? They're double wide. So the great thing about this is, if you have little kids and they want to bring, maybe it's their brother, sister, whatever, or maybe it's a cousin or just a friend, and you want to have 2 kids to a bunk, a lot of times you can do that as long as they're small enough. Or as the kids start to get older, if you start to get into teenagers, these will still work for teenagers as well. As far as size, I'll sneak in here and show you. But as far as size right there, you can see it's 6 foot. I can lay in here no problem at all. You also have LED lights, USB ports, which, the lights are nice, but the thing I really like is those USB ports. That way if you're an adult and you're sleeping in there, you want to plug a phone in, something like that, you can do that. So that way, especially on like a rainy day, and this one has 120, by the way. But on a rainy day, you can sit right back here and, they can play on their tablet, their phone, whatever. And the 120 is nice to have there, especially in the case of adults. Again, if you have a guest that's coming over and they have a CPAP machine and want to use it, you have the ability to do that too. Now, this is kind of where, when we talk about campsite bunks, you'll start to get some differentiation. As I said, a lot of times you will get an outside kitchen, not always, but a lot of times you will here. And then you'll always get some kind of storage. Now, it may be that you have access from the outside. This may run all the way through. You may have a big door. There's lots of different ways that they can set up your storage space. You'll see right here, you have a little cubby hole and this is open. Sometimes they will close this off. And the great thing about that is, that's something that we know. And if you want help with that, folks, if you have something you want, maybe you say, you know what, I don't really love this, but I remember watching the show and Ian showed this one where there was a door and the bunk lifted up and you had room for bikes. That's great. We can help you out, folks. We can help you find that exact model or one of them that's going to be just like it that works for you. It's going to fit within your budget. All you have to do is text that word FRESH to 46642. Now, on the other side of the bunks will be the bathroom. As we make our way in here, you'll see the foot flush lever toilet. Plenty of leg room, good shoulder space. I'm 6 foot tall, a little over 200 pounds. No issue here on the toilet. As for the shower, let's take a step in here, see what we're working with. So with that skylight, I can stand all the way up. Without it, I would hit, and I'm almost maxing it out. So you might be able to be 6'1" and still stand in here. You'd probably hit the top of it. Any more than that, you'll certainly have to bend down, but at 6 foot, I am just fine. You also notice there's a seat in here. So if you want to sit down and shower, if you just want to put your leg up there to shave your legs, that will make things plenty easy for you. Sink will be over to the side, as will your tank monitoring panel, in case you're wondering where that is. And then mirrored medicine cabinet here too for any additional items that you need to store in there. Of course, electrical outlet and some additional storage under the sink. When we take a look over to the side, pop this open. Now you can use this for a couple different things. And again, this is where we start getting some differentiation when we look at the bunk model. So some manufacturers will put a hanging rod in here so that, if you want a place to hang some of the kids' clothes, you have that option. Some of them will just have shelves like we have right here. Now, do you want to use this for pantry? Do you want to use this for clothes? That's something you get to decide, and a lot of this style floor plan will have some kind of additional storage like this. But again, as I said, there will be some differences. Let's talk a little bit about the slide out. The great thing about a slide, folks, is that it opens up this living space. Now, again, with this style floor plan, we can get a couple different things. This one's going to be, I say a little bit shorter. It's still 28 foot, so it's still a good size RV. But we can get this with a super slide if you want. It'll make it a little bit longer. Pretty similar floor plan in this main living area. It'll stretch things out a little bit. You usually get a little more storage in the middle here. But in the back will be the same. You have the bunks, the bathroom. The difference is instead of just a dinette, you will get a dinette and a sofa. So again, if that's something that you're looking for, folks, we have them available on the lot. We have several different manufacturers with that basically exact same floor plan, because it is a very common floor plan. And everything you want, from if you want aluminum exterior, if you want fiberglass exterior, the color of wood you want inside, again, we can help you with all that. We have over 20,000 pieces of inventory on the lot, over 80,000 on order. All you have to do is text that word FRESH to 46642 or drop it in the comments section below and let us help you out. Let us help you navigate. You can say, you know what, I want this, 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 and this. And we'll say, okay, these are the units that match that criteria. You know, which one is looking good to you? Which one's fitting into your budget? You know, what are you towing with, right? Let us help you out. We will help you from the start of the process all the way through to make sure you have a good experience and that your camping experience, whether it's the first time or the next time, will be a great one. With this U-dinette, I do just want to hit on this real quick, folks. One of the common illusions of U-dinettes is the fact that you can sit more people around it, and that's not generally the case. I just want to show you here. You can usually sit 3 to 4 people around a U-shaped dinette. The reason being is knee space, right? When you start getting more people than that, everyone's knees will start to hit. And so, you know, you can really only fit one person on each end and usually 2 people right here in the back. The big advantage, however, is when you drop this down into a bed. I mean, as you can imagine, right, we'll take these back cushions, this table will drop down, these will go on top of the table here, and when it is down, this whole thing right here is sleeping space. So it creates a big bed. And the great thing about that is, again, if you have kiddos and, you know, they are bringing friends with them, you have a place where those friends can sleep. Or, you know, maybe your kids have grown up a little bit and you're taking this out fishing, you're taking it out on a wine weekend, you need places for adults to sleep. Those back bunks can sleep adults. This table right here can sleep adults. So, you know, you're looking at a camper that, even though is under 28 foot, you can sleep up to 8 people. And again, its dry weight is under 5,000 pounds. Taking a look at the right underneath the bunks here, I do just want to show you have a little bit easier access storage. That just swings open so you can get underneath there. You can, of course, always do it the old-fashioned way of, you know, lifting up the cushion and lifting that piece of wood up too. Gives you a couple options of how you want to access that. You do have some windows in this slide as well to help bring in some natural light, which is always a great thing. As far as AC, you will see right here, this one does have ducted AC, so with a little quick dump option, so you can open that up, help things cool off right in here, but it does duct all the way through the coach. You have ducted heat as well. In fact, when we go outside, you'll see this one actually has a fully enclosed, insulated, and heated underbelly. So as long as you're running that furnace inside, it has forced air down below to help prevent your lines and tanks and stuff from freezing up on you, so you can camp a little bit later into the season, right? Start to get into that fall when temps start to dip down, but, you know, not sub-zero climates, right? But just start to dip a little bit below the freezing point, you'll be okay. Right here front and center is a 40-inch TV, so plenty large. Whether you're, you know, sitting at the far side of the dinette or even back at the bunks, you'll still be able to see it. You have the big sound bar here for great sound quality, a couple different zones, both inside and outside, a little bit of storage underneath that too. And as we head up into the bedroom here, let's see if we can, one of the things I want to show you is the fact that you do have storage on both sides, right? Open that up, you have wardrobe storage there. You also have a little bit of storage right there, the shelf going across the top. You have nightstands. Plus, if you want a TV, you do have a mount, and you'll see this kind of sticks out a little bit, so that way the doors can still close and the TV will be right in front of it. Cool thing about that is it allows for a larger TV, right? I mean, if you want to put, you know, a 40, 50-inch TV here in the bedroom, you have the capability to do that, which a lot of manufacturers don't do. You know, you'll have to have it up here on the wall, and you just don't have as much space. So I think this was actually a pretty good move on behalf of Tracer. Now, when we head outside, right, I want to show you some features out here as well. Let's take a look right up front. A couple different things. Power tongue jack to start it off, so it makes it nice and easy to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle. You have that beautiful front 3/4 cap with the LED lights. Now, as we come back down around the side, I also want to show you, you have side camera prep. So if you want to be able to cover those blind spots when you're driving, you can have the side cameras, make sure you're not going to hit anyone as you're switching lanes. Good size pass-through right there as well. Hey, buddy. And right up here, you see this one has power stabilizer jacks, so you can just flip that. The stabilizer jacks will drop down. You have a pet tether here, so you have a place to tether your pets. Right inside the door is a motion sensor light, which is fantastic. Making our way back a little bit further, I just want to show, as we talked about inside, right here is that outside kitchen, folks. So you have the fridge, you have a cooktop, you have a sink, everything you need is built in right there. And again, you get that because of the location of the bunks being on the campsite. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, we have all sorts of different bunk models available, from bunks on the campsite, bunks on the off-camp side, bunk houses. Again, all you have to do is text that word fresh.
Sooner or later, everyone's bound to encounter someone in need. If you're one of the stopping kind, chances are it was passed down.
Hey, Mom.
Some good that you observed from early on. Call it going the extra mile or paying it forward. We just call it being good. Spend a lifetime doing good.
Thank you.
Because the next generation is watching.
Hi, we're Tiffany and Kayla from Us the Remingtons. We are our traveling family of 3 and soon to be 4.
We absolutely love this lifestyle of hiking, fishing, kayaking, adventuring.
We've lived in an RV for 2.5 years. We first traveled in a Class A motorhome, 36 foot, so spacious. We loved it. And now we have the opportunity to travel in something a little smaller, a little bit more mobile.
We are going from East Coast to West Coast in a brand new 2021 Thor Freedom Elite. And we're so fortunate to partner with Camping World, Gander RV, and Good Sam on this awesome road trip across America.
We're excited to take you on the adventure.
Well,
Speaking of epic adventures, babe, we should go on an adventure in one of these things.
zoom, 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 make my heart go boom, boom, my Coleman little scooter.
Whoa,
We're gonna tip it around.
I know, this thing's a beaut. It's the Coleman Power Sport 49cc scooter, and we are about to give it away to one of you people who register.
Can we keep it though? I kind of
want one.
Unless the winner wants to share with us. And you guys remember, we are giving away $250,000 worth of giveaways as well as an RV today. Woo! You have to register though. URVS, text URVS to 46642. Comment below.
URVS to be eligible.
I guess we can give it away.
I guess we'll give it away. The winner of the 49cc scoot is
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
George McBride.
George McBride, what's up? Okay, so George, we are gonna slowly make our way over
That's right.
to
We'll
you.
drive it to you.
And we have a little Oso seat back here too, so
That's right.
don't be surprised if all 3 of us show up at your front
It
door.
might have a few extra miles on it, but nonetheless, congratulations, George. Make sure you register. Text URVS to 46642. We got to give away that RV.
I know.
I'm
We're super
stoked.
excited. A little bit later today.
But guess what's next?
What's next?
We got Ian showing up another Coleman Lantern LT. This one's the 262BH. Take it away, Ian.
Woo-hoo.
Here we go, folks. We have bunks on the campsite. Bathroom, of course, will be over here, but in this one, we're getting a super slide with both a sofa and a dinette. The length about 30 foot, 7 inches, and a dry weight, a skosh under 6,000 pounds. This is the 2021 Coleman Lantern 262BH. And folks, this is one of the most common floor plans in the industry for great reason. And honestly, this is one of the most common units sold, period. In case you didn't know, if you're new to RVing, Coleman is a name that is definitely very well recognized in the RV industry. And the Coleman Travel Trailer is it's been one of the top 5 selling RVs for a few years now. And it, again, great reason. There's a lot of things that they do very, very well. One of them right away I can show you is this right here, folks. 6 foot tall. If you see that, I can sneak underneath the slide at 6 foot. Now, my hair sticks up a little bit, so my hair may get caught. But that's a big deal for a lot of people, right? Especially if you're a taller person. A lot of times the slide heights are a little bit smaller. When you go to get out of the sofa, go to get out of the dinette, you may bonk your head on the top of the slide, and that's not something that feels very good. Another thing on the Coleman Lantern series, you're looking at 60-gallon fresh tanks. For those of you who just want to get out there, right, and maybe, not necessarily have all the hookups and, you just kind of want to go to a little more remote place, having that fresh water, that larger fresh water tank capacity is a big deal to make sure you have everything you need to be able to run your faucets, your shower, cooking, everything you're going to want. So there's a lot of things to love. And just the overall design you can see right here. I mean, beautiful countertops. I like the backsplash in here as well. I think they did a great job. A couple of electrical outlets. So if you have, a coffee maker, it's a great spot for it. Actually, I'll probably put it right here, right? This is where I'd put my coffee maker simply because I want this for prep space. If you have like an electric griddle or something, or just like a little electric hot plate you want to put there, great. But I think this is probably where I do the majority of my prep right here. Have enough room for cutting boards, start chopping up some peppers. Over to the side is our sink, high-rise faucet there. So, again, great countertop space all the way throughout. And if you need more prep space, you can get a sink top cover here or a drying rack. You also see that this is recessed with the glass cover. That, of course, folds up and back just like so. The front one there is high output. And the knobs do light up if you want that. You can always turn them off too, but the oven, just know if you want the oven light, it will be the same switch there, all powered there. As far as drawer space, I always say that if you want a workable kitchen in an RV, you have to have at least one functional drawer. And this one has 3 of them. Whoops. Well, that one I may have pulled a little bit too far, but this one you're looking at 3 of them, folks. So, see if that, yeah, there we go. Now it's catching. It just, it popped out for a second there. But nice deep drawers here as well. So if you do have some larger items, right, like an apple core or something like that, that's a perfect spot for them. You will also see right down there some additional storage for some of your pots and pans. Now, over to the side here, underneath the sink, look at that, enough space for a trash can. I personally really like when manufacturers do that. And when we come around to the side, let me show you this here. You have additional storage. And the reason I love this is for a couple things. One, again, it's good for pots and pans. The other thing I like about it though is that bottom one, me personally, that's where I'm gonna put my shoes, right? I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna take my shoes off, I'm gonna toss them under there. That way they're out of the way and not clogging up that main doorway. And so for me, I really enjoy having that additional storage space. Across the top is a bunch more storage. You'll see they have the frosted glass, kind of like a white out, like you can't see through it at all. So that way, if it's a mess up there, no big deal at all, right? Microwave, fully functional hood, and then our Dometic fridge freezer combo. This one does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. And directly underneath that is the furnace. Now, the furnace is ducted, right? So you can see the heat ducts right here, and that'll be ducted through the floor, which a lot of people really like for a couple different reasons. But one of the main ones is the fact that you're not beholden to the furniture. Because if you don't put your ducts through the floor, you have to put it in the furniture. And you can only put that ductwork where you have furniture. So here we get to, kind of evenly space it where we want it to make sure you're getting the best heat flow throughout the entire camper. And you have a nice 5/8" floor decking on here too, so that you have a very solid foundation for that ductwork to be in. So that way, as you step here, you don't feel it crush down or anything like that. Right in the back, our double bunks, 300-pound weight capacity in there, folks, for both the top and bottom bunk. So it doesn't matter if, it's kids, if it's adults, pretty much anyone can sleep in here, which is wonderful. And it is long enough, at 6 foot, I can lay all the way out. Now, as for storage, and I talk about this as we kind of go through this segment, everything's going to be a little bit different. Sometimes when you have bunks on the campsite, you will get an outside kitchen. Sometimes you get closed off storage like this. Sometimes it's opened up. Once in a while, you can get a door in the back. Right? And all those are available on this exact same floor plan. There's different manufacturers, but you can get all those options available. And the best thing about it, folks, is at Camping World, we carry all of them. With over 20,000 pieces on the lot and over 80,000 coming in, I guarantee we'll have a bunk model floor plan that's going to work for you. All you need to do is text that word FRESH to 46642 or drop it in the comment section below and let us help you find the perfect RV so you can get out RVing and have a family vacation, right? with everything else that's going on in the world, everyone's starting to realize how great RVing is. We've known it forever. You know, I grew up camping. I got to go out. I got to make those memories. It's where I learned how to ride a bike. It's where I learned how to swim. It's where I first met Yogi Bear, if you know what campground I'm talking about. But, you know, it just a lot of those great memories. You know, I don't remember a ton from growing up, but it absolutely is one thing I remember. And I promise you, if you're a family, you want to start, you know, having some good quality time and get away from the TV, something like this is the perfect way to do it. Now, another thing I do want to show is the storage. So what you'll notice is here, they opted out of the outside kitchen and instead gave you additional storage. So you have two very large storage compartments. Now, that may be what you want, it may not. The nice thing about having the big storage is you have more spots for clothes or any other large items you want to put in there. Maybe you have a little ukulele or something you want to stuff under there and rock out by the campfire. You can do that. You also have storage right here. And, you know, you kind of get to decide what you want this for. Do you want extra pantry space? Do you want more space for the kids' clothes because it doesn't all fit underneath there? You know, that is completely up to you. Now, I was just talking about, you know, how we kind of go RVing, go camping a lot of times to get away from electronics, but once in a while, they can be helpful, especially if it's a rainy day. You know, this is a pretty good size RV. Again, we're, you know, almost 31 feet in here. But if it's raining and it's raining all day or 2 or 3 days in a row, which sometimes does happen, you know, you're going to want something else for the kiddos to do because they have no way to get the energy out, right, in a space. They can only run around in so many circles. So in these bunks, there are USB ports that if we do have to lean on, you know, tablets or something like that for a little bit of entertainment, you can do that. You know, but there's a bunch of good stuff out there for anyone that's kind of newer to the RV lifestyle. There's actually a thing called road schooling, which is all about like teaching kids on the road. And it's kind of has this big movement behind it. And so there's a lot of great resources out there too, folks. So, you know, if you don't want your kids watching YouTube on a tablet, there's a lot of other stuff you can do, a lot of other good apps and resources so that they can be in here actually learning something, you know, on that rainy day. Making our way into the bathroom, you'll see our bathroom space. Now, you know, I gotta be honest, it is a little tight in here for me. You know, I'm 6 foot, about 200 pounds, and they put this here for some additional, you know, little storage, and you have to cover up, you know, I'm sure there's some plumbing running through here, and they don't want the PEX lines or anything exposed, but they brought it up, tried to give you storage, and it also allowed them to extend out the countertop, which is really nice, and I do really enjoy that. But if you're a tall person, you may struggle with your knees right here. So, you know, that's one of those things, again, that we're able to help you out with. And, you know, whether, you know, it's something that you're looking at. And here's the cool thing, folks. When I talk about texting that word fresh, right, that does a couple things. One, it lets us know that, you know, you're looking for something out there, you want some help, and we're here to help you. But another thing we can do is what you're seeing right now, we can have someone do that specifically for you, right? If you have a different unit in mind, or you start talking and you're like, oh, well, I want to see this, you know, this tracer floor plan, and you know, Ian didn't get to it at the show, or this different Coleman floor plan. You know, I want to see the one with the bunks on the off-camp side. That's great. We can do that. We can give you a walkthrough just like we're doing right now. It'll be personalized for you. You can ask any questions you want. They can take a tape measure, take measurements for you. All that can happen. And again, all you need to do is text that keyword fresh to 46642 or drop it in the comment section below, and we can get you started. As far as space here, folks, I do want to show you again at 6 foot. Even though the toilet space is a little tight, I have more than enough room in the shower. I don't have to duck down, which is wonderful. Again, a little tight getting out of the shower, but, you know, not too bad. Not a place I'd want to spend a ton of time, you know, but again, when you're RVing, you're probably not spending a ton of time in there. I generally use the facilities at the campground as long as they're not gross, which, you know, most campgrounds are pretty good about keeping them clean. But, you know, in a pinch, if you have to, or if you're somewhere you don't have facilities, that definitely will do the trick. Big super slide right here, folks. That dinette does drop down into a sleeping space. Jackknife sofa over to the side here. You'll see this folds down, so you kind of get that armrest in the center, which is great. Some cup holders there too. And because it is a jackknife, the big thing about a jackknife sofa is all the storage you get underneath. And this makes it pretty easy to access. You have this, just drops down just like that. It's a magnetic catch, so it just folds right back up. And what you can do is you can either just, put some bigger items in there, or again, if you want to take some measurements, you can get some totes and put some totes in there. So it's easy to pull things in and out, and you can really utilize that storage space underneath. So I do love that they put that right in front. I think that was a great addition. Flush floor slide, by the way. You can see you don't have to step up or anything to get into the slide out. Nice big slide, folks. Really helps open this space up. And again, this one is under 6,000 pounds. And I guess the most impressive thing, especially for the weight and the size, is great. But folks, you can pick this particular unit up starting at under $23,000. That's as low as $5.68 a day. And if you're interested in this one right here, this Coleman 262BH, text the word RV to 46642. Entertainment center will be located here, some storage underneath, and up front is the bedroom, folks. Queen bed, you have nightstands, plenty of storage there too. Plus, if you want a TV in here, there is a place to mount a TV on the opposite wall. You get actual doors to close off for a little bit of additional privacy at night as well. When we make our way out, a couple quick things I just want to hit on the outside. You'll see the power tongue jack right up front, folks. That does make it a lot easier to connect and disconnect from the tow vehicle. And this one also has solar prep, so you can buy portable panels, plug it in right there, and it'll trickle charge the battery. And the last thing I want to hit on is the huge outside storage that you get in the Coleman Lantern series, folks. Again, there are so many other features on here. If you want to find out more, simply text that word FRESH or drop it in the comments section below.
Look at that.